So let me tell you a little bit about the Republican Liberty Caucus. There's been a lot of talk about the RLC lately, so you may know something or think you know something about it. You may not know as much about us as you think that you do. The RLC is a national organization with chapters all around the country. We're represented in almost every state in the country. The RLC is also a state organization. The RLC has existed in Washington for quite some time. In fact, many of you know Kirkland City Council member Toby Nixon, who was at one time state chair of the RLC. RLC in Washington has been relatively inactive for some time. That has changed. And the RLC is a county organization. The King County chapter was chartered on January 10th of this year. And currently, I believe we've got about 10 or 11 county chapters in the state of Washington. This is part of our goal to have 39 county chapters for each of the counties in this state. And since our recent membership drive, the state of Washington now has more RLC members than any state in the country but two. We're behind California and Texas, and we're about to pass California. This is important not just for Liberty credentials, but it also determines how many delegates our state gets for the RLC National Convention, which I'll tell you more about. We're having our state convention in April in Yakima. The national convention is in Austin, Texas in May. Based on our membership now, we expect to have the third largest delegation at the National RLC Convention, and that's important in determining the direction that the Liberty Movement and the RLC is going to go. So if you haven't become a member, if stick around, if you like what you hear, if you're intrigued, join us tonight or go home and join us online, but we'd love to have you on board. The RLC is an official caucus of the Republican Party. We are not members of any other party. We are not outsiders trying to infiltrate or change or take over the Republican Party. We are and have always been and will always be Republicans. The RLC was founded in 1991. Some of you can think back to that time and imagine why some Republicans felt like the RLC might have been necessary at that time. I believe it's even more necessary today. The RLC is a political action organization. We're actually organized under the Internal Revenue Code as an action caucus, and we are dedicated to not just gathering and talking about how much fun liberty is and what a great idea it is, but action. And action to promote the ideals of individual liberty, limited constitutional government, and free market economics within the Republican Party. And the RLC is made up of grassroots Republicans all over the country. If you want to know more about specifically where the RLC stands on any issue, there's a very detailed statement of principle that you can find at the national website, which frankly is a little bit outdated. I know they're working on it. I don't believe that the RLC national website is a reflection of the vibrancy and vitality of the organization, but the information is there. And so you can find the RLC position on every issue. And if there are some that you see that you're concerned about, that's why we're sending delegates to the National Convention, so that we can define the principles and the values that make the RLC the driving force for liberty within the Republican Party. The RLC of King County, like I said, is just a couple months old. I don't know if you can read this from back there. It's kind of small. But the King County Republican Liberty Caucus is dedicated to restoring the principles of individual liberty, limited government, and free market economics to America in King County through the Republican Party. It's our goal to energize the Republican base right here as we identify and train the next generation of volunteers to spread the message of freedom, expand the party, and elect candidates who are committed to these principles. Once again, the RLC, national, state, and county, a consistent, principled voice for liberty, free markets, and limited government in the Republican Party. Stick around and join us. We want all of you to be a part of this organization. We need you to get active and start educating people on the threats to our liberty and the importance of joining in this fight.